game. We'll start with a predicted lineup for the game on Saturday. Kicking off at 8 p.m, by the way. Not sure about an 8 p.m. kickoff on a Saturday. Is that a game's gone, Brian? What do you think?
Well, they had to do this, didn't they, because of Bodo?
Good point.
They had to do it because of the Bodo game.
A one-off.
So it was a one-off. But it's weird for me thinking that an 8 p.m. kickoff, so that would be 3 p.m. for me normally. So that would mean I could have a lay-in at home, spend some time with my wife before going down to the Scotland Yard. And I'm just very excited because my boycott is over and I'm going to the game tomorrow. My first game back at the Lane since Antonio Conte. And I'm very, very excited. And this game's personal to me because the last two Wolves games I've been to was the Wolves away 4-2 and the 2-0 defeat under Conte when he made subs in the first half. So I'm looking forward to this game, very, very much so.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's. So we're getting into the predicted lineup. Bring on the injury graphic. It's growing, isn't it? That injury, the injury list. We got Mwani obviously out for a few days. Solanke remains out as well. Ben Davis, he was out for midweek. I don't know if he remains out. He didn't really mention him. Dragoshin, he said, is a few weeks away, so that's really positive. Coach Takai is training with the team, so he's probably back quite soon. Basuma, Kulusevski, Madison remain kind of long-term absentees. So hopefully when we get a few of these players back, obviously the squad's going to look even stronger, and Frank's going to have some really tough decisions to make, isn't he? With regards to who he leaves out match day squads and who he leaves in. But yeah, that's the current injury update going into the weekend.
I will say, Sim, very quickly with this. This shows how vital it is that Frank's rotating. Shows resting Kudus, a Van der Ven, a Romero, a Pape Sarr at West Ham. It is vital because if this list is growing, then there are players that are rested and ready to come in, and we are not missing major. I mean, the first team majors that we're missing, we've had out from the start of the season anyway, haven't we? Like your Kulusevskis, your Madisons, your Solankis, they've not been available. But thankfully, through rotation and game management, the important players that can have a huge impact in this team are available.
Absolutely. All right, so are we going for a back four this week, Brian?
Do you know what? I'm not going to say it this week. I firmly believe it will be a back four. My back five hope or thinking out the window for this game, it will be a back four.
Although Wolves deploy back five, so could he, if there's one game maybe, is he looking to match up the opposition and go back three? Could it be this game maybe?
You know what it is? I've said it every week and he hasn't done it. And the one game I'm like, nah, he's not going to do it. He'll do it. So who knows what he's going to do? But this is the beauty of Frank. You just don't know what he's going to do. And if we don't know, God knows what the opposition are thinking.
Absolutely right. Okay, in goal. Are we going for Vicario to come back into the team? Kinski did have a good game in midweek.
100% the return of Vicario. 100%.
Yeah, he's our number one. So Vicario's back in goal. All right, back line. Porro hasn't had a rest this season. Is this the game to rest him? But, we know there's a few moving parts to it because obviously Spence plays left back against Doncaster, played quite well. Doggy obviously phenomenal against Brighton. Does he retain his spot? Does he give Spencer Porro rest in place of and bring Spence in at right back? Does he just go with Porro and Doggy? Does he go with Porro and Spence? What are you feeling at fullback?
So I think, like you said, when the team for Doncaster came out, I can see Destiny starting on the left. And after his wonderful performance against Brighton, there's no qualms about that for me. I think the big discussion is, does he give Porro the rest? And does he play Spencer right back? I think that is the big thing, because with the games coming up now, we're going to Bodo, obviously, next week, as well as then away to Leeds. Porro, do you see Porro starting all three of those?
He just seems to start every game, doesn't he? So probably, yeah. I mean, I would say, he probably needs a rest, but maybe he doesn't. He's just so durable. Last season, he just played every game, even amidst that injury crisis, without a problem.
Yeah, well, his form dropped a little bit, didn't it? And there was Spence coming for a bit. I know Spence was left back for Destiny, wasn't he? So, I don't know. I mean, I think if we look at it, he's not going to rest Porro, is he?
Yeah, I just can't see him. Maybe against Bodo. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, Wolves wingers, have they got speed merchants?
Their wingers, they've got a pacey front line, I believe, but they play with wing backs, don't they? With kind of, I think they play 3-5-2, do they? And let me see their last game.
That's what we need to see.
Not really that pace. I mean, Huang and Arias.
And who was on Poro's side?
Actually, they played a back four last game. Now it's in the Carabao Cup. Like Huang Hee-chan is on Poro's side.
And he's a powerful... Put it this way, if it's Spence or Porro, I'm not fussed. Happy with either.
I think he goes Porro again, doesn't he?
Let's do it then.
I think he goes Porro again. Yeah, and I don't know when this guy's ever going to get a rest, but I think he starts again. Centre-backs, I think, despite Danto and Paulinho doing a great job midweek, back to the usual pairing, I would say.
Yep.
Kuti and Van der Ven.
Both rested. Both did get on the pitch. Obviously, Romero wasn't even in the squad, captain the team, and Van der Ven most certainly.
Now things get a bit interesting again. Now, I would say, considering how good they were against Brighton, does he go with kind of the midfield that finished that game against Brighton? Because we're going to be given the possession. They're going to be playing on the counter-attack. Do we want to go a bit more offensive in this one? Sar's back available as well, so he could be picked. Bergvall, though, got a bit of a rest midweek. So I think he comes back in. He's in great form as well. You've also got maybe... no one really on the left's been doing it. So does he put Xavi back on the left and Bergvall on the 10? Or does he go Xavi back in the 10 with Bergvall behind like he did against Brighton? And also, who does he pick between Bentancur or Paulinho?
Well, I was just about to say, for me, the two certainties in that midfield are Paulinho and Simmons in the 10. For me. For me, I don't see Bentancur starting because I don't think against Wolves he's going to need the two kind of defensive and controlling midfielders. So for me, I don't know how you feel. I think Paulinho and Simmons are two of the three. And then it's a choice between Bergvall and Sarr.
I agree. I think it's Bergvall. Because Bergvall didn't start midweek. Sarr obviously had a bit of a niggle, so does he just put him on the bench just to be sure?
Start him for Bodo.
And maybe start Bodo, bring him on in this game.
Yeah.
So, and also Bergvall's in great form, so there's no real reason to keep him out. And I actually think tactically he's the best choice. And
also, if we look at it as well, when you go for Bergvall against Brighton didn't get up to the greatest start because he was playing the 10. And then as soon as Simmons came in, he went to the 8. It was night and day difference. So I think, Paulinho is undroppable. I know we need to find a rest for him at times, but I think he's absolutely undroppable. So,
and I think if you're going to play Simmons and Bergvall, you're going to need that real steel to combat that. And obviously Bergvall isn't a weakling, but I don't know if he offers he doesn't offer defensive duels. Maybe might be needing to just get Paulinho mopping everything up, making sure that Tottenham continue on the front foot. You got Bergvall, Simmons linking up. It's going to be. I think that's the three that against Brighton looked the best, didn't it? Yeah,
and I think with Paulinho, like you're saying, Bergvall can do defensive duties, but it's Paulinho's ability to read danger and his reading of the game and his positional awareness, and that's going to be a very key component against Wolves on Saturday.
100%. So I think that's the midfield three. I think that'll be best suited to this game. On the right, I think Kudus comes back in. Again, another player who got rest on Saturday. So that no-brainer there. Up front, Richie, I think, no problem there. He's the only fit striker. So he comes. Now, off the left, obviously a bit of a question. Johnson scored on the weekend. Odegaard got an assist and started against Brighton. You've also got Tell, who probably he's probably third choice there at the moment. I think I would go for Odegaard for me, only because when you're playing against a team like Wolves, back five, you're going to need someone who can hold possession, link the play, and create opportunities. I think Odegaard is the best fit for that, who can run at people. Whereas Johnson, I think, I don't know if he's the best fit to start this game when there's not going to be that much space to run into, and he's going to have to operate in a bit tighter space. He's going to be asked to be linking up with certain players. However, what I would say is sometimes in these kind of games where you got to sit against a low block and teams sitting to defend, you just need someone just to score a goal and get you in front by hook or by crook, just find a moment to score. And if anyone could do that, it could be Johnson. But I think in general play, you're going to want an Odegaard.
I think he does start with Odegaard, and I still think Brennan Johnson could have a huge part to play in this game, because as we're saying at the moment, with only Richarlison as a valid striker or fit striker, could Johnson be a makeshift striker? Or if we need to grab a goal and it's a tight game, you bring him on for an impact sub, him running at full pelt and fully energised, ready to break lines and be that forward goal threat we know he is. He could have a vital part playing off of Richarlison or even taking Richarlison's place. So I still think Brennan Johnson may have a very, very big part to play in this game.
Absolutely. So Odegaard we're going for off the left-hand side. So the starting 11 we've got is Vicario in goal, Porro, Romero, Van de Ven and Udogie, a midfield three of Bergvall, Paulini and Xavi, with Kudus, Odegaard and Richarlison up front. If that's the lineup, Brian, what scoreline are you going for?
2-0 Tottenham. 2-0 Tottenham. But if you look at that team, look at that. So Vicario rested. Udogie rested. All right, came on right at the end. Van de Ven and Romero rested. Bergvall came on at half-time. Later in the game. Kudus rested. Richarlison came... How nice is it to say, like, out of that first team, like 6 or 7 of them are going to be fit and raring to go and
Should
rested.
be fresh.
Yeah, it's wonderful to see.
Absolutely. And it's going to be, I think that's obviously that's a real benefit of how Frank has been rotating the team, adjusting to 2 games a week, which he hasn't had obviously too much experience of. So I agree. I think about a 2-0 win. I don't think it's going to be an easy game. We're going to get into the preview in a sec, but I'm going for 2-0 to Spurs and us to continue our good form and get another clean sheet over the line. So that is our predicted lineup. Let me know in the comment section below your thoughts on our lineup, if you agree or disagree. Now let's get into